Sarah, but to thank them. For those who are unaware, I met Grant Terinsky in 1983, perhaps the greatest year in history. For in that year, as we all know, the Cardiac Pack put on quite the show. But that's not all that made 1983 great. For also in that year, sweet Sarah here appeared. And some might call that fate. Now, at this point in the telling, while the story is compelling, my memory is not up to snuff. So before I take a stab, some notes I must grab, or this could get a bit rough. One score and 7 years ago, long before Philip Rivers turned pro, I sat beside Grant in second grade class, where the language he used was shockingly crass. Grant spent his time sharing new words of the four-letter variety that I'd never heard. He also drew wolves and dreamed of NC State. I can't imagine his grades were that great. Miss Ross was our teacher, and I'll never forget the day Grant cussed her out. To the principal's office we both were sent because of his X-rated shout. I'm happy to report that we narrowly escaped the principal's dreaded paddle. I almost cried over this terrifying scrape. Grant was hardly rattled. 3 decades have now passed, but little has changed. I'm still Grant's friend, and Grant's still insane. Believe me when I tell you that Grant's issues are plenty. His phobias include mimes and the smell of old pennies. He also hates pickles and cheese residue. And you'll never catch Grant wearing Carolina blue. Yes, I've seen quite a few things involving Grant that were troubling, like the time at Wrightsville Beach when his skin was actually bubbling. Too much baby boat. Banana boat. Or the time playing soccer when his mouth got too big, so another player slammed him to the ground and kicked him in the ribs. It was quite a disgusting sound. Or the time NC State track coach offered him a spot, but team practice was 6 a.m., so Grant thought not. Or the time his drunken antics made the local news. Or the time he rigged a raffle to win a free cruise. Or the time he threw a frozen pear at Tar Heel football coach Mac Brown. Or the time he locked himself in a closet when UNC basketball won the crown. Oh, the stories I could tell about this crazy guy. Mostly you'd laugh, except when you'd cry. But there is one tale that is sweet indeed, and thank God it involves Sarah Emmel. For if Grant's original plan did succeed, the planet would certainly tremble. You see, a few years back, Grant hatched a plan to find a tall woman with oversized hands. A basketball prodigy was in his sights. I already told you the guy's not right. But his plan did fail, and lucky for he, that giant women with man hands don't grow on trees. Instead, Grant Terinsky completely lucked out. After meeting Sarah Emmel, could there be any doubt? She rolls her eyes at his jokes while he guzzles cheap beer. And when UNC wins, wipes away all his tears. About these two, what more can I say? Grant's read 3 books in his lifetime. Sarah read 3 books today. They also have matching basset hounds as cute as can be, and I'm pretty sure that Stanley eats better than me. For those who don't know, he actually cooks some hamburger helper every night. But I've rambled enough, so I'll end with this thought. You see, life isn't just about the things that you've bought, or the grades you received, or the status you've achieved, although these things can feel rewarding indeed. No, life's about family, and friendship, and laughter. It's about the stories you'll share here tonight and hereafter. I've been blessed, for I have many stories, and the best ones involve Grant and all of his so-called glories. But the greatest Grant story will soon come true. It will happen tomorrow in front of both me and you. Grant and Sarah will become husband and wife, and together they'll enjoy a remarkable life. So I give thanks to Grant, and thanks to Sarah, and a special thanks to their loving parents, and thanks to each of you here tonight, and thanks to the Wolfpack, try as they might. And a final heartfelt thanks to 1983, the year I met Grant, and the world met Jimmy V.